In last lecture, we have studied demographic segmentation, geographic segmentation. So first video was, you can, if you want, you can go back and check. It's on geographic segmentation. Second video was on demographic segmentation, and this will be the third video. Most probably it will cover psychographic as well as behavioral segmentation. So we'll start with the video. Psychographics is the science of using psychology and demographics. So psychographics comes from the word psychology plus demographics to better understand the consumer. So many times you have to use both psychology plus demographics to understand the customers. Alone psychology or alone demographics is not useful to understand some type of customer, so we combine together both the variables. In psychographic segmentation, buyers are divided into groups on the basis of psychological or personality traits, lifestyle or values. So everybody has different kind of lifestyle. Suppose uh, uh, a person who is fond of fast food will have different kind of lifestyle. Students will have different kind of lifestyle. Those who are poor will have different kind of lifestyle. Middle class will have different set of lifestyle, and rich people will have different kind of lifestyle. Also depending on values person has. Indians generally they tend to be conservative. US people or European people, they are more freedom or independence oriented, or they have independent or freedom thoughts in their mind. So depending on the lifestyle, they will purchase the different kind of products. People within the same demographic group can exhibit very different psychographic profiles. So, why psychographic profile is important? Though, if we sometimes totally depend on demographic segmentation, sometimes within demographic, there you can see some differences or some different segments. So to understand it better, we use psychographic profile. One of the most popular commercially available classification system based on the psychographic measurement is strategic business insights, VALS. One of the most popular commercially available classification system based on the psychographic segmentation is VALS. So we'll understand under VALS. If we have studied the prism like that, we have a lot of segmentation depending on the lifestyle of the customers. Now next is behavioral segmentation. Although psychographic segmentation can provide a richer understanding of the consumers, some marketers fault it for being somewhat removed from the actual consumer behavior. In if you studied geographic segmentation, if you studied demographic segmentation, if you studied psychographical or psychological segmentation, then also there are some type of customer you cannot able to properly understand without understanding their behavior. So in behavior you should able to know what they are buying, why they are buying, where they are buying, how much they are buying, how frequently they are buying. So behavior pattern will also helpful in segmenting the customers. In behavioral segmentation, marketers divide buyers into groups on the basis of their knowledge of attitude towards use of response to product. So knowledge of the product will influence their choices. Attitude toward the product will influence the preference. Use of the product will also influence the preference, and response to particular type of products will also influence the choice of the or buying decision of the product. So behavioral segmentation is uh, very much important. Needs and the benefits. Not everyone who buys the product has the same needs or wants and same benefits from it. So we have to understand what is the need of the customer, and then we can segment the customers. Needs based or benefit based segmentation identifies distinct market segments with clear marketing implication. Need based or benefit based segmentation identifies distinct market segment with clear marketing implication. So those this is the one of the best variable for the segmentation, need. So those who have a similar need will purchase the similar product. Those who want similar benefit will purchase similar product. For example, Constellation Brands identified 6 different benefit segment in US premium wine market. So when a wine market of the United States studied, they found 6 different types of customer who are purchasing the wine. First is enthusiast, 12% of the market. Skewing female, their average income is about 76,000 a year. About 3% are luxury enthusiasts who skew more male with higher income. So this is the way they have segmented the market: enthusiast, then skewing female, then luxury enthusiast, and likewise they have segmented the market. When ICI, the giant British chemical company now called AkzoNobel, discovered that women made 60% of the decisions on the brand of household paint, it decided to advertise deluxe brand to women. So it is normal perception that male will decide the paint, how to which paint to be given to the house. But it is found that uh, in US or UK, in British chemical company in UK, Axonov, when done thorough study, in-depth research, it found that 60% of the decision is regarding paint are done by the women, or women was the major influencer. Women's were the major influencer. So they decided to advertise their brand new launched bad deluxe brand to women only. People play 5 roles in a buying decision: initiator, influencer, decider, buyer, and user. So we should able to understand who is initiator, who is influencer, who is decider, who is buyer, and who is user. So whenever a baby or small kid is asking for a product, so we have to understand who is initiating, who is influencing, who is deciding, who is buying, and who is using. For example, assume a wife initiates a purchase by requesting a new treadmill for her birthday. So there is a housewife and she is requesting for a treadmill, and a husband decided to purchase that treadmill on her birthday. The husband may then seek information from many sources, including his best friend. So here, husband will be the buyer, but best friend is influencer who has treadmill knowledge and is who has already he has purchased a treadmill and is a key influencer in what models to consider. So best friend here is giving experience, he's sharing his experience, so he become influencer. After presenting the alternative choices to his wife, he purchases her preferred model. So uh, then that husband goes with lot of choices to uh, towards his wife, and his wife decided to select one and make the purchases. He purchases her preferred model, which ends up being used by the entire family, and user is entire family. So here you have to identify who is initiator, who is purchaser, who is influencer, who is buyer, and who is user. User and usage related variables. Many marketers believe variables related to users or their usage occasions. User status. Many marketers believe variables related to users or their usage. These are occasions, user status, usage rate, buyer readiness stage, and loyalty status are good starting points for constructing market segment. So how they are using, what is their status, how frequently they are using, are they ready, at which stage of readiness they are present, and what is their loyalty expectation, what is their loyalty pattern will is very important in uh, in uh, in segmenting by with the help of usage uh, variable. Now next is occasions. Occasions make a time of day, week, month, year, or other well-defined temporal aspects of the consumer's life. So occasion can be you can define by the time of the day. So in the morning you will find most of the milk and vegetables are purchased. In a week, time of the week, suppose in a week you might be going for a gym, or for a car wash, or for the maintenance of the bike, like that. Time of the month, so you might be going on a particular uh, time of the month for making a recharge, then renewing your subscriptions, like that. Or time of the year, so in time of the year maybe there are lots of events, celebration, occasion, festivals are happening. So these are also very important. Occasion is also very important variable for the segmentation. We can distinguish buyers according to the occasions when they develop a need, purchase a product, or use a product. So definitely occasion or time is very important for segmentation. For example, air travel is triggered by the occasion related business, vacation, or family. So whenever when a person will go for the air travel, when there is a business meet, then there is a vacation, or his family wants to travel somewhere, then there will be a need for the air travel. Occasion segmentation can help expand product usage. So occasion is very important and it gives lot of information about the customers. Blood banks cannot rely only on regular donors to supply blood. They must also recruit new first time donors and connect ex donors. So on a regular donors, if blood banks only rely, soon they'll go out of the stock. So they also continuously look for the new customers. They also want to pursue or convince ex donors to again repeat the blood donation. Usage rate, so usage rate also will determine, is a very good variable for the segmentation. We can segment markets into light, medium, and heavy product users. So as we are talking about the usage frequency, so some buyers are maybe heavy users, some buyers may be moderate users, some may be very less frequently using that product, or light buyers, light users. Heavy users are often a small slice but account for a high percentage of total consumption. So heavy users will be very less in number, but they will consume maximum volume of the product. Heavy beer drinkers account for 87% of the beer consumption, almost 7 times as much as light drinkers. So here there is an example of beer. 87 percent is more consumption is done by the heavy beer, and light beers, they almost 1/7 time uh, uh, volume will be less for the light buyers by 1 by 7 times. Marketers would rather attract one heavy user than several light users. So the logic says you should follow heavy users than light users. Next is loyalty status. Loyalty is very important for the segmentation, because those who are hardcore loyal, you have to pursue them less, and those who are switchers, you will have to pursue them more. Marketers usually envision four groups based on the brand loyalty status. One is hardcore loyals, consumers who buy only one brand all the time. Split loyals, consumers who are loyal to two or three brands. Shifting loyals, consumers who shift loyalty from one brand to another. Switchers, consumers who show no loyalty to any brand. So hardcore loyal will be loyal to one brand. Split loyal will be loyal to two to three brand. Shifting loyalties will keep on trying, and switcher will always keep on going uh, for the new brand to have a uh, experience of the new product in the market. Attitude: five consumers attitude about the product are enthusiastic, positive, indifferent, negative, and hostile. So depending on the type of the customer, we have to properly we have to use them for the segmentation. Workers in a political campaign use attitude to determine how much time and efforts to spend with each voter. So those who are hostile voter, negative voter, there we have to spend maximum time, and those who are enthusiastic and positive voter, there you can spend less time to gain more results. We can segment the business markets. A rubber tire Okay, now we till this time we were talking about the consumer market. Now we will see the B2B market, business market. A rubber tire company can sell tires to manufacturers of automobiles, trucks, farm tractors, forklift uh, trucks, or aircraft. So if I am a manufacturing a tire, so who all will be the my customers? Who all company? What all companies? Which are the companies will purchase tire from me? These are the automobile companies, truck manufacturing companies, farm tractors companies, truck companies, and aircraft manufacturing companies. So tractor, automobile, trucks, then heavy equipments, and aircraft. Within a chosen target industry, it can further segment by company size and set up separate operations for selling large and small customers. So depending on the size of the company, we can divide them into large customers, large volume buying customers, and small volume buying customers. Government laboratories need low prices and service contracts for scientific equipment. University laboratories need. So government laboratory, if you are if you are supplying a product to government laboratories, they need lowest price. They need good service for scientific equipments like microscope, and university laboratories need uh, little service and high accuracy or moderate accuracy, but in industrial labs need equipment that is highly reliable and accurate. So industrial laboratories need accuracy and reliability. University laboratories need very little service, and government laboratories will need low prices. So these are the requirements and needs of the different customers. So product is one, but how expectation differs as per the different customers, B2B customers, is uh, shown here. Business marketers generally identify segments through sequential process. Business markets generally identify segments through sequential process. So this can be a process, step by step process, so by which you can understand the B2B market. So this is all about psychographic segmentation and behavioral segmentation. In psychographic segmentation there are very less examples, so I'll try to uh, prepare one more video or PPT on this psychographic segmentation. In the next video I will definitely give a lot of examples in psychographic segmentation, as in this video we had very little uh, time, we spent very little time, and we have not given enough examples, not more examples. We have given like other segmentation, geographic, demographic, then behavioral. So we'll try to cover that part in next video. Thank you so much for watching this video.